Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we have an interesting chronograph on the channel, definitely a vintage inspired chronograph. This is by Vintro Watches, based in Germany, and the watches are actually manufactured in southern Germany, stated on their website. You will see on the dial as well, made in Germany at the 6 o'clock position. It's basically a bi-compact chronograph, and it's based on the Le Mans 1952 race with Hermann Lang and Fritz Reis, where they raced in a Mercedes 300 SLW-194 series, and they were the first and last Germans to win that race, and it's heavily inspired in this timepiece here. Now, if I didn't mention, this timepiece, you can save 20% if you order it early, and they do deliver in September, so you can save a big chunk of money, 20% on this watch. So definitely check out the website. I will drop the link in the description below. Today I am wearing quite a large watch. This is the Breitling Super Avenger, one of my first luxury watches. And it's quite a big watch. Obviously you see all those scratch marks, but it's still going strong, as you can see. Definitely quite a bold watch. Now let's get into the Vintro chronograph. So here's the box it actually comes in. We have a piece of cardboard around here, but it comes in a nice kind of leatherette little box here, as you can see. And right on the box states Le Mans 1952. I think that's pretty cool. And the other side is embossed with their logo, Vintro Watches. It's a very nice box. I do like it a lot. Now when we open the box, you see the logo again over here. Here is the chronograph. Comes with an extra strap of your choice. This is the vintage style genuine leather band it came on, and this is the extra NATO strap with gold hardware, as this is a yellow gold IP plated case. Let me get the watch out of here and let's get into it. Before doing that, I just want to mention, it also does come with a nice card holder. As you can probably tell, it's a pretty decent card holder. This does hold the warranty card inside here. I thought that was a nice little add-on considering the price, and I think it's pretty cool. I'll definitely get a lot of use out of that. So here's the Vintro chronograph in the flesh. As you can see, definitely heavily vintage inspired. The way the layout is here on the dial. And this one is in the IP yellow gold plated case. Definitely, not bad of a finish here. I think the finishing is pretty good. It's very smooth, very highly polished on the sides, the smooth bezel. Every area on this watch is high polished. Now we get a nice glimpse of the movement through the case back. We'll get a bit more into the movement towards the middle portion of this video. It's definitely a good one. Now, I'm starting off with some basic dimensions here. We have a 40mm diameter, so it's definitely a good size for a vintage styled watch in these times. I think 40mm is a good size. In terms of lug to lug distance, we're looking at 48mm from here to here. I think that's pretty good too. Now we have a 20mm lug width, which is pretty standard for a 40mm case. In terms of case thickness, we're looking at about 15mm, which is not super thin, but as you can see here, the movement, with this exhibition case back probably adds a little width to the watch, or height I should say. So, that's just the downside of using this movement, but this is a great movement. Now, one of the great things about this watch, it actually has 100 meters of water resistance. The crown is pull and push, located at the standard 3 o'clock position with its pushers above and below. But it does have 100 meters water resistance stated. You can actually bring this in the water with your NATO strap if you wanted to go swimming in a pool or something, and you should have no problem. So I think that's a nice thing that they did. Now getting to the movement, which is a big selling point of this watch, I think. This is obviously a custom rotor, you can see, designed in Germany with some nice perlage work over here. It's a column wheel chronograph. You can time up to, I believe, 30 minutes. We have a 30-minute counter over here at the 3 o'clock position. You're running seconds over at the 9 o'clock position. We have all applied markers, applied 12, 6, and hour markers here. And then, of course, you have your vintage scales on the inner track and outer track as well. In case you want to time a race or something with a tachymeter style, you can do that. But not many people really do that kind of stuff, but it is there if you need it. Anyway, getting back to the movement, the Seiko ST1940, obviously it's a column wheel chronograph, so we have that, there's no lag between the start and stop and reset there. It's a quite good looking movement as well. I think it looks pretty good, especially through this wide exhibition case back, which is screwed down. Now the movement itself beats at 21,600 beats per hour, which is 3 Hertz. It does have a 30-minute chronograph, obviously, has a 36-hour power reserve as well, and it's a pretty decent movement. The accuracy is not too bad on this one gaining about 6 or 7 seconds a day, which is pretty normal and actually really good, in terms of this movement. The movement itself has some nice blue screws on it. You can see some of the wheels, and when you hit the actual lever to start and stop it, you can see it flip up and reset, which I do like on these movements. So I could show you that right now probably. So I'm going to go ahead and start and stop it. You just saw that. Stop it and reset. You see the levers going up and down. I think it's pretty cool. Now while we're back here, these straps themselves are genuine leather. This is the vintage styled strap. Very comfortable, feels of good quality. It's 20mm signed Vintro here. And of course it does state genuine leather there. Now the buckle itself is a pretty standard buckle, I'd say, but it is matching the same IP yellow gold finish as the case is. Two safety keepers, some stitching going up and down. And it looks the part and matches the aesthetics of the watch, so I have no issues there. Now the sweeping hand over here is actually blue, and we get nice gold Dauphine hands on the dial. Now this is kind of like an off-white dial if you didn't notice that. So it has that real vintage aesthetic to it. And if you look far away from this watch, you could probably think it's just a vintage watch. So they definitely did what they sought out to do. I think they got it down pretty good on this model. Now I just want to demonstrate the chronograph. The pushers are over here. They're very flat, easy to grip. You see it starts there, starts sweeping. It's an instant stop and then reset instantly. It's just very easy to use, very useful for timing things in daily life, I'd say. I just want to get you a quick glimpse at the watch. The crown itself is pull and push like I stated. You can manually wind this watch as well, which is actually pretty smooth. And then you have one position here just to set the time. So it's pretty easy to use, nothing too complicated there. Now let's see how this watch looks on my 6.5-inch wrist. But before that, I didn't mention we do get a domed sapphire crystal, as you would expect at this price point. It does have AR coating on the underside, so there's not really going to be a glare issue. You can see the lights on it right now. There's absolutely no glare issue with this watch. Let me throw it on my wrist, show you guys how it fits on my 6.5-inch wrist. We'll go from there. There she is on my 6.5-inch wrist. I must say the strap is pretty comfortable, and straight out of the box you're not really going to have a big break-in period. There's how it looks straight down. As you can see there, it fits just about end to end on my 6.5-inch wrist, and the case back doesn't really stick out as much. So I think that's good there. Definitely a very nice looking combination with this vintage brownish style strap with the yellow gold case. I think this is the perfect way to get it. That's just my opinion though. But nonetheless, it definitely looks good on the wrist and it's quite comfortable. Quick glimpse at the NATO strap it is supplied with. It's a pretty standard NATO strap, but it's not one of the cheap ones. It's decent, it works. It's nice for an extra. The hardware does match the case, so you should have no problem there. It's soft, it's comfortable, and I think they made one of these thinner ones because, you don't want to add too much thickness to that watch. As it is already 15, so you don't want to add so much using one of the thicker ones. This is one of the decent quality NATO straps if you want to switch out. If you're going in the water, I definitely throw it on this. So there you have it, guys, the Vintro Le Mans 1952. Let me know what you guys think. I think all around it's a very well put together watch. It's made in Germany. Even stated down here at 6, made in Germany. We have that nice Seagull ST movement. I think it's all around a pretty good deal. The whole package itself, I think with the add-ons, it's probably worth it. I think it's a decent looking watch. If you want something vintage but don't want problems, or are afraid to buy a vintage watch due to a lot of problems that people have with them, such as, irregular parts, accuracy issues and parts breaking, not being replaceable in these current times, this is definitely a suitable option. I will drop a link down in the description below. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely throw me a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks so much for tuning in once again, and bye.